Sandwiched between a jeep and bulldozer, the Chandelisphere odd couple update struck with tetanus. Godarshan first CFC well-wishers new arrivals. Miracle of Goseva Gosmaranam Prem Sagar is disappointed after his attempt to lick Maharaja was foiled. Gauranga and Karna welcome His Holiness Bhaktiragava Swami Vineet Narain and his assistant Rohit of Braj Rakshak Dal rescue a forlorn street calf and requests CFC to give her shelter. Bhaktiragava Swami visited care for cows after a 15-year absence from India. He has been an avid propounder of re-establishing the Varna Ashrama social system in modern society. During his visit he mentioned that cow protection is the basis of religious life. Without milk, ghee, yogurt, gobar, and mutra, proper worship of Krishna cannot be performed. CFC well-wishers Radhajivan Dasa is not afraid to get his hands dirty while serving cows with Kanhi. Like father, like son, Radhajivan Dasa has hosted care for cows for the last 4 years on his land near Sundrak village. As an avid Go-Bhakta he also helps maintain a Goshala between Radhakunda and Kusham Sarovara on Govardhana Hill. The delightful way he feeds the cows with his own hand demonstrates his deep affection and respect for cows. For members of the Vaishya community, cow protection is not optional, rather it is one of our primary duties, he said. He is training his son in the same values. Before leaving, he surveyed his land where the cows were peacefully resting and remarked, "This is the real Vrindavan and the best use of the land." The twin bulls Lava and Ku's new arrivals Gulabi Janmastami. Gauri Priya Pavan and a local farmer discuss Gulabi's fate after 21 days of intensive care. Gulabi, who had been hit by a jeep, abruptly departed and left us forlorn. See August issue. A few days later a farmer pulled up with a 14-month-old calf and pleaded with us to take her in. Since she so closely resembled our departed Gulabi, we accepted her and gave her the same name. Our new Gulabi is very healthy and friendly and it took very little time for her to get settled in the herd. Her former owner claims that she has spent several months grazing around the village but wants to leave her with us as she is getting into farmers' fields and eating their crops. She is in perfect health and we suspect it is because she has been left free to graze as her nature directs. Most street cows are full of ticks and other parasites, but Gulabi is clean and well groomed. Nature has equipped cows and other animals with instinct which directs them to eat precisely what they require. They only need to be free to roam in their natural habitat so they can find the herbs and grasses which keep them healthy. Tied to the gate apprehensive starting to warm up. Janmastami. After a good scrubbing and 1 week of care, Janmastami has improved substantially. On Janmastami several of us were sitting in the cow shed when we noticed a calf standing on the roadside outside our gate. Generally when cows or bulls stop at the gate we prepare a basket of grass or fodder for them and serve them outside. When Pavan reached there he noticed that the calf was tied to our gate with a short rope and was trying to get free. Apparently her owner had tied her there and run off. She was covered with mud and her own dung and quite distressed at being separated from her mother and abandoned. Pavan brought her in the barnyard and we decided to name her Janmastami. She was afraid to let anyone touch her and it was obvious that she had been brought up in somewhat of a hostile environment. We let her run free and after a while she settled down to eat. After 2 days she realized that she was in a safe place and began to warm up. She was given a full scrubbing and treated for ticks and mange. Now she is being kept in a pen with other calves her own age and is adjusting well. The 2 or 3 month old calf that Rohit brought from the street is named Gauri Priya, right. She has an injury on her right front leg that is almost healed and a CFC's medical staff attends to Gauri Priya's rear leg injury. Above, with her wounds cleaned and dressed, Gauri Priya is ready to greet and bless all guests. More serious injury on her left rear leg. Though she has arrived malnourished, skinny, and neglected, she is very docile and friendly. Upon arrival she began to suck the finger of a staff member, so Rohit arranged for a local milkman to deliver a liter of milk for her daily. Hence, she is well on the road to recovery. As Gauri Priya has spent time begging in a crowded local vegetable market, she is comfortable being around people. We have given her the privilege to roam freely in the barnyard and consequently she is quickly becoming the favorite of all visitors. Whenever a guest arrives she greets them and begs for snacks, and Gauri Priya mesmerises all visitors with her enchanting, Affectionate Gaze has already successfully trained 3 regular visitors never to come to care for cows empty-handed. She has taken a liking to Gauranga, who is similarly friendly and who already has many followers and admirers. They make a good team, and we are hopeful that Gauranga and Gauri Priya will accept the responsibility of becoming the official Care for Cows receptionists. She is bottle-fed 1 liter of cow's milk daily. The twin bulls stay together most of the time. On August 20, a farmer from about 12 kilometers away stopped at our front gate with a full-grown cow and 2 twin bulls in the back of his vehicle. He unceremoniously unloaded them and drove off. The cow bolted toward the direction from whence the vehicle had come, and the 2 calves ran into the field across the road. At feeding time, the 2 bulls approached the gate but would not come in. We placed a large basket of fresh grass outside for them, which they ate with great appreciation. After that they returned to the field across the street and rested for the night. In the morning they returned and gradually moved in. Both are healthy and free from injuries. One is slightly larger than the other, which is typical for 6-month-old twins. They are quite shy and skeptical. In August, the most popular service was feeding the herd for a day. Feed them on your birthday, your anniversary, your child's birthday, or in memory of a loved one. For several years we have been aware that cow rustlers are operating at night in the Vrindavan area. They round up street cows and bulls and even break into goshalas to fill their trucks with victims for slaughter. We have found 4 street bulls like this, one with their front legs injured. Some say the injuries occurred while butchers try to load them on their trucks. Others say that if a bull is strong enough to resist or overpower the rustlers, they deliberately slash their legs to weaken them so they will be more manageable on their next visit. Abandoning a cow or bull on the streets of Vrindavan today is tantamount to sending them to the slaughterhouse. Donate to the Care for Cows Land Fund. Life on the streets. Cows serve as heaters to birds in winter. Did you know? A person who daily touches a cow after taking bath becomes liberated from all sinful reactions. Those who smear themselves with the dust from the hooves of the cow are said to have taken bath in all holy places. Such people become free from all types of sin. Padma Purana, Sanoikyo 57.165. In our village my forefathers were always rich, and my father also had a good life. He used to spend 4 to 5 hours in the service of the Lord and rest of the day in his seed-selling business and in farming. He liked his work a lot. He had a lot of land and had an improved way of farming. He had a good influence on the villagers and they were very happy with him. After my father passed away, the responsibility for the business and the farming fell on my shoulders. Unfortunately, we began to lose our property, and in a short time I had lost half of the property. The farming work stopped and the seed business dropped off. Eventually all income was stopped. The farm. An excerpt from Go Seva Kamatkara, Gita Press. You never care for us. You only care for your own eating and sleeping. Seer Raying Moth. Your cow produced fewer grains and most of the land turned barren. In just a short time everything was destroyed. I began to worry day and night. Any work I had started ended in loss. It was as if my fortune had left me. I have 2 younger brothers, and by their choice we divided the property into 3 parts. 4 years passed and my condition worsened. I accumulated more debts and the villagers began to call me lazy. The situation became so bad that I had to beg grains from others. But I didn't lose patience as I had faith in Lord. One day I was laying on my bed worrying. I fell asleep. In a dream I saw my cows and bulls chasing me, saying, "You never care for us. You only care for your own eating and sleeping. You never come to the Goshala and check our condition. Have you checked if we are lying in dung and urine or in a clean place? You suffer for your sinful neglect. You can still wake up and change your attitude, otherwise eventually you will be ruined." Hearing the cows and bulls chastise me, I suddenly awoke and felt guilt. I knew it was only a dream, but I immediately picked up the lantern and went to the Goshala. There I saw all the cows tied to stakes and obviously very hungry. They didn't even have straw to eat and there were piles of garbage around the Goshala. I began to repent. I started cleaning the Goshala and kept on cleaning until 10 o'clock in the morning. Since that day, I milked the cows in the morning and evening and made sure they had good water and fresh grass. When the bulls and the cows went to graze, I cleaned the goshala with my own hands. I threw away the garbage and piled up the dung, which soon turned into good compost. They began to live happily and became healthy and strong. Now there was plenty of milk and ghee, and due to the improved health of the bulls, my farming increased and I began to produce 5 to 6 times more grain than before. My interest in farming increased and my distress disappeared. Most of my debts were paid off and my situation changed dramatically. Those who used to call me lazy now began to praise me. This is a true story. In my greediness I lost almost all my properties, but by the mercy of the Supreme Lord and by the blessing of Gomata, I began to care for the cows with my own hands and my condition turned around. If any farmer who has cows has become a poor soul, then he should follow my path. I can guarantee that with faith in God and by serving Mother Cow, the worst of the worst condition will turn into a good condition. Madri smooching Sakivrinda euphoric pradyumna being smooched by Giriraj and Kirtiraja meditating on the eightfold daily pastimes of cows. Go Smaranam Asthakalia Lila. The morning feeding begins around 5 o'clock and goes until almost 7. Thus the herd spends about 2 hours packing in their share of wheat hay garnished with a tangy chutney of compressed mustard seeds, barley flour, and chickpea husks. After being packed tight they generally drink several gallons of water and check to see if any visitors are handing out leftover chapatis, khichdi, or peelings of vegetables and fruits. Then they prepare to either walk 600 meters up to a 4-acre field or to the adjacent 1-acre plot next to the cowshed. This event generally sparks some intermittent play and exercise before they settle down to find a choice spot to sit and ruminate. It is during this time that they usually begin their daily routine of smooching. What seems to initially inspire smooching is the search for breakfast morsels stuck on the. This is the first of a series of 8 photo essays illustrating the daily activities of cows. We hope this serves to endear them to you. Rama smooches Chandan smooching activities performed during the second part of the day: noses, chins, or coats of the nearest resident. But after these are long gone, smooching can continue for 1 hour or more. Some say the smoochers like the taste of salt on their neighboring residents, others say it is the smoocher's way of expressing affection. In any case, both the smoochers and the smooched take pleasure in the activity, and it is sometimes seen that when 2 or 3 smoochers find a qualified resident, their smoochnig makes him euphoric and wobbly. After prolonged observation of this habit, cows are seen to smooch calves, cows, bulls, and humans. Calves are seen to smooch cows, bulls, and humans, but interestingly enough, bulls are seen to smooch cows, bulls, and humans but not calves. Although smooching is generally performed on another cow or bull, some residents find humans to be suitable candidates. Prem Sagar, left and above, is by far the most persistent and aggressive smoocher in the herd. One nonchalant lick, at least 3 well-placed licks, evidence of repeated licking. Vanamali and Yasoda Giriraj and Pradyumna Dharma and Balaji Jadala and Kanhya. Vanamali 2006. A Little Care. Vanamali 2002. Vanamali 2005. Care for cows in Vrindavan works wonders. Amara Ujjala, July 9, 2004. Miraculous cow cures disease. Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Nowadays huge crowds are flooding the village of Phung Trapeang Chum in Cambodia to see and touch a miraculous cow which is said to have the power to uproot all dreadful diseases by its touch. Puk Peach, the farmer who owns the cow, claims that while his wife Kong Meech was suffering from an incurable disease, the cow attempted to lick her hands and feet, but he interfered and pulled her back. But the cow persisted, and when she succeeded in licking the farmer's wife, she experienced a miraculous recovery and has since been living a normal life. Puk Peach said in wonder, "How could I have known that the cow's divine impulse would heal my wife?" After the news hit the front page of the newspapers, people from many different regions of Cambodia began to visit the village. Puk Peach declares that at least 500 people arrive daily to see the cow, and that within the last 15 days perhaps 10,000 people have touched her. Even very heavy rains have not discouraged people from traveling to see the cow. Puk Peach now charges the visitors 500 reals, about 17 cents, which they happily give to touch the cow. He has become a rich man. Ross Sath, 68, said that he had been suffering from weakness, but since the day he touched the cow, he has recovered his strength. It was difficult for me to walk even 2 meters, he said, but now I can walk 300 or 400 meters without stress, difficulty, or exhaustion. To test the cow further, Puk Peach and his wife took her to visit a blind woman. They claim that after the cow licked her, the woman regained her vision. So thousands of people are crowding Phung Trapeang Chum to visit the cow who can uproot all disease. Visitors feed all kinds of delicacies to this holy cow and have named her Prayaha, which is a name of God. In the news, ordinary black tea makes an excellent eye rinse for sore red eyes. Tea contains mild antibiotic and anti-inflammatory properties and is very soothing when applied cool. Boil until water is dark, strain and allow the tea to cool. Now it can be used to gently flush sore eyes. 100 ml is enough to treat the eyes of a calf. Cold tea can be used as an eye rinse, offering pain relief for eye problems like styes, conjunctivitis, dust, debris, and general irritation. If an eye cup is not available, cool, soothing tea can be gently applied with the hand. Ei triot mean thank you from the cows. May cows stay in front of me, may cows stay behind me, may cows stay on both sides of me. May I always reside in the midst of cows. Hari Bhaktivila 16.252. The cows send their wholehearted thanks to all of you who assisted during August to feed, sponsor, contribute to the Lifelong Maintenance Fund, donate medical supplies and offer good advice. Radha Jivan Dasa, USA Suresh Vajiani, UK Pranal Barath, South Africa Amy Larmer, United States Nalini Gager, Netherlands Daniel Lafleur, Denmark Birgit Stubenhofer, Germany J. Saman, Singapore Pranal Barath, South Africa Ryan Ko and JB Harry, Netherlands Igor Driljevic, USA Pradipta Chatterjee, USA Arjuna Dasa, UK Vineet Narain, India Hani Veenkoop, Finland Dina Sarana Dasa, USA Shiv Sharma, Canada Katyayani Dasi, USA Joris Moss, Netherlands Indra Barta, USA Bhawani Sananan, Canada Enzo Mulas, Italy Barry Wilcox, Kari NZ Victor Epand, USA Rajagopal Kalai Erminar, USA Ananda Dasa, Guatemala Vrajakumar and Rangavala, USA Radha Karan and Krishnamai, India Bruno and Mamaji, India Radha Mohan, USA Kamadaki Dasi, Canada Pardeep Kumar, India at 97 institutions nationwide. We thank BTG for covering so many stories of ISKCON projects of caring all over the planet, and we thank Braja Savaki Devi Dasi, the author of the article, and Kurmarupa Dasa, the director of Care for Cows in Vrindavan, for their compassionate work. May Govinda bless you all. Kandra C. Karadasa, ISKCON Nashville, ISKCON Prison Ministry affect them profoundly and they are inspired to fight for a vegetarian tray so they can lead a violence-free life even in prison. To hear of the rescue of Pushpa, the chocolate-covered calf, and to see the transformation of Yashoda touches the hearts of even formerly hardened criminals. With legal action, these men and women have forced the Federal Bureau of Prisons to provide adequate vegetarian meals in all of from letters to the editor of Back to Godhead magazine. By the kindness of the devotees of ISKCON Scotland, inmates in North America receive Back to Godhead magazine and write to me regularly to express appreciation for your transcendental magazine. One prisoner called BTG a jewel in a dungeon. Articles such as Until the Cows Come Home, July/August.